on the previous episode of Talk That Talk.
But shout out to Darrell, like you said. The part that he said kind of stuck with me, man. And he was like, you can't teach somebody how to be a juke if you ain't a juke yourself. So I think a lot of people look at band from a fraternal perspective, like being initiated. Like when I was in the Legion, we had to cross into the Legion. You know what I'm saying? Same thing, I'm sure, for a lot of bands across the country, like ceremonies and all. My trumpet section, we have a grip. So these young guys that are in the band section now at Norfolk think that that's tradition that's been going for 40 years. Norfolk trumpet players, we made that grip up in 2002 when Julian and them crossed into the section. We made it up, sitting upstairs on the third floor. All that mess y'all think is tradition, we made that stuff up out of nowhere. I think Dorian might still have the doggone paper we wrote it on. We didn't write it on the chalkboard and all that. It was written on a loose leaf piece of paper out somebody's ripped up notebook.
But that was about 40 years, right?
Huh? That
was about 40 years, right?
No, that wasn't 40 years, young fella. That was 20 years. 20 years.
Smith.
Right. So I say all that to say, y'all, just like the rest, the concept of you have to be a Jew to teach someone how to be a Jew, I guess I respect it because I'm not a Jew. So I don't know what those, what that means. But on the other hand, having marched in the band that I marched in, I absolutely say some of those things that makes us the Legion, you're only going to be able to learn from somebody in the Legion, which ties into what I was saying about the band director, learning the traditions and stuff like that. So I think the answer is yes and no.
All right. Maya, outside band directors, does it help or hurt?
Yes and no. That's my line. Thank you.
Sorry.
But shit, I agree. Hell.
I agree.
So yeah, I think that it helps because any set of fresh eyes that's put on anything can always bring about newness, can bring about something that we haven't thought about. Can a brand new band director that's never marched or never been a part of the quote unquote traditions or whatever, can they do it alone? I don't necessarily think so. As with everything, it takes a village. Now, in terms of incorporating the conversation, incorporating the relationships with and the rapport with the band itself, as well as the staff, I think that all that integrated together is what makes the final vision. But I do think a fresh set of eyes can take things that have become stagnant. And it's hard to, when something is so close to your heart, it's very hard to see outside of it. Right. So it's hard to look outside of things. Like, I mean, with my own section, right? Dr. Sure, I was there for so long. It wasn't until Miss Danielle and Miss Sean came about that section was able to grow because there was newness in terms of what was anticipated as well as what was accepted. So I think that with those things, you can definitely have a larger sense of growth and a larger sense of path in terms of the journey of the band itself with that enhancement of an outside vision. But again, as I said, I don't think that it can be done alone. Now, if we're talking about traditions, I mean, that's kind of one of those things. As long as it's not inaugural, is it a tradition? Where do we draw the line of tradition versus not? As long as it's not the first time it's ever happened, I could say that, well, I've been going to Popeyes every Friday for the past 2 weeks. Now it's my new tradition. Shit, I'm about to hit that thing up this week. It's a tradition.
$2 Tuesday. $2 Tuesday.
Exactly.